Hello students, this is chapter 6 Civics Political Science. In this video we will be discussing some topics like why do we need political parties, the meaning of political parties, the function of political parties, and the necessity of political parties, and how many parties should we have, and state and national parties. So let us start with why do we need political parties? Political parties are the most visible institution in democracy. We earlier also read that without political parties, democratic election is not possible. And a political party is a group of people who come together and contest election and hold power in the government. They agree on some policies and programs. This is the definition of political party. To form a political party, few people should come together. They should have similar opinion and similar interest. And they contest election. So that is the definition of political party. And in a political party, there are three components. One is the leaders of the political party. Each party has some leaders, and then the active members, the persons who work for that party, active members they are called, and lastly the followers. Followers are the people those who follow the policies of the party only, not actively take part. Next is the function of political parties. Parties contest election. In most democratic elections are fought mainly among candidates put up by political parties. So when there is an election, whether it is a Lok Sabha election or assembly election, there are different parties who contest the election, and among the candidates, there are different candidates in a particular party, those who contest election. Point number 2, parties put forward different policies and programs and the voters choose from them. We all know that political parties provide us choice. Different parties provide us different choices, make different promises, and on the basis of that, we select our parties whom to vote. Next is parties play a decisive role in making laws for a country. Formally, laws are debated and passed in the legislature. So once we elect our representatives, they make the government, and then the political parties of that particular government, they make laws, and laws are before making it is debated and it is passed by the legislature. Next is parties form and run government. Obviously, after the election, whichever parties get majority, they form the government. Next point, those parties that lose in election plays the role of opposition to the parties in power by voicing different views and criticizing government for its failure or wrong policies. Opposition party is very important in democracy. The parties which lose the election, they come together and they make the opposition party, and they continuously question and raise issues against the ruling party. Next point is parties shape public opinion. They raise and highlight issues. It is something similar with opposition party. There are different political parties who raise public opinion, and they highlight the issues so that there can be discussion on the basis of those issues. Next is parties provide people access to government machinery and welfare schemes implemented by government. The common people cannot come in touch with government or cannot have a direct access to the government. Political parties are it is through political parties the common people can access to the government. So those are the functions of political parties. Next is the necessity of political parties. Why do we need political parties? So we can understand the necessity of political parties by imagining a situation without parties. Every candidate in the election will be independent, so no one will be able to make any promise to the people about any major policy changes. The government may be formed, but its utility will remain ever uncertain. Elected representatives will be accountable to the constituency for what they do in the locality, but no one will be responsible for how the country will be run. So again, without political parties, there are political parties whom we can question, we can reach to government through political parties, and they are responsible to us as they are made by us. They are represent, we select them, so they are accountable and they are responsible also. But if there is no political parties, there will be only individual independent members and independent candidates, and they have no responsibility towards us. The rise of political parties is directly linked to the emergence of representative government. As we know, India is the form of democracy in India is representative government. It is possible through the political parties only. We have earlier also studied that there are countries where one party system is there, but the election is pointless on those countries. Next is, how many parties should we have? There are more than 750 parties registered with the Election Commission of India. Usually only a handful of parties are effectively in the race to win elections and form the government. So it is said that more than 750 parties are registered with the Election Commission, but there are few parties only, those who are recognized by people and those who win the election, who have chance to win election. In some countries, like again I'll give you example, in China there was only one party, and that party used to in election only there was one party. There are some examples here. In some countries, power usually changes between two main parties. Several other parties may exist, contest elections, and win a few seats in the national legislature. There are some states also, there are some countries also, there are where there are few parties, but two are the major parties. These two parties contest election, and these two parties has chance to win election. Rest of the parties may win some seats, but not recognizable. Like United States of America, there are two parties only. If several parties compete for power and more than two parties have a reasonable chance to coming to power either on their own strength or in alliance with other, we call it a multi-party system, as it is in India. There are different parties, and one party can won the election with complete majority. Otherwise, they come together with a coalition government. So for today, that's it. Thank you.